Am I the only one who didn't know there's a coffin in London that seems to float? Sounds like something out of a Gothic novel, doesn't it? But this isn't fiction. It's a real place with a story that's as eerie as it is fascinating. The floating coffin of Pinner is a curious monument that has intrigued locals and visitors alike for generations. Nestled in the churchyard of St. John the Baptist in Pinner, London, this triangular stone monument is dedicated to William and Agnes Loudon. But what makes it truly unique is the optical illusion it creates. It looks like there's a coffin thrust through the center, seemingly floating above the ground. This illusion has given rise to numerous legends and stories over the years. The monument was designed by their son, John Claudius Loudon, a renowned landscaper and cemetery designer. His intention was to create a lasting tribute to his parents, but he also managed to craft one of the most mysterious and talked about graves in London. The actual burials are beneath the monument, not above it. This clever design has led to much speculation and myth-making. One popular legend claims that the coffin's position was a clever workaround to continue receiving an inheritance contingent on the Loudons staying above ground. The inscription, "I bide my time," adds to the spooky allure, making visitors wonder about the true story behind this enigmatic grave. However, this story is likely just a myth. The more probable explanation is that the design was meant to elevate the Loudons above other parishioners or symbolize their closeness to God. Now let's contrast this with a real-life floating coffin tale. In 1900, actor Charles Francis Coughlin's coffin was allegedly swept out to sea during the Galveston hurricane. Ripley's Believe It or Not claimed it was found years later near his home in Prince Edward Island, but this too was debunked. His remains were actually found in a marsh near Galveston in 1907. This tale, much like the floating coffin of Pinner, shows how stories surrounding death can be both fascinating and misleading. So, whether it's illusions or legends, the stories we tell about death often reveal more about our fears and imaginations than about the actual events. The floating coffin of Pinner remains a testament to the power of design and the allure of mystery. Next time you find yourself in a cemetery, take a moment to look around. You never know what stories the gravestones might be hiding. And remember, while not everything you hear is true, the mystery itself is worth savoring. The floating coffin of Pinner is just one of many examples of how cemeteries are not just places of rest, but also places of stories, legends, and history. They remind us that even in death, there is much to discover and ponder. So don't believe everything you hear, but do relish the mystery. The next time you visit a cemetery, let your imagination wander and see what stories you can uncover. After all, every grave has a tale to tell.